Welcome to AI Arch Wizard. I'm here in Europe and I'm talking to my friend from Texas. Friend, can you introduce yourself shortly?
Sure. I am Sir Gene, at least that's what I go by on X. And you asked me to do a little demo of creating AI music. And so I'll go through that process and then I'll show you.
And also talk about monetization.
Yeah, we could talk about that. I'll show you how much monetization I've gotten in 9 months.
Okay. So more generally speaking, people are doing creating music for fun and also to enrich their content creation.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing it to go to heaven? Or are you doing it to make money? What are your reasons?
I'm doing it for fun. And also as an experiment to test doing music in a specific genre. And so what I've done, what we're looking at right now is Suno, and then the album that I did in there called
Hold on. So what we are looking now is using Windows by Microsoft, probably Windows 12 or 10.
10. But it doesn't matter what you're in. It's just a browser.
And in this Windows, you are using Edge browser from Microsoft.
Yeah.
That might have everything for annotations of PGHubs, but you are using it for running the Suno web app.
Yeah.
And just for the listeners, please keep in mind that there's also mobile apps of Suno. They're for iPhone and for Android, so you don't have to use a PC or Macintosh. You can use it on mobile way. But you are using it with Suno. Do you remember off the top of your head, you have Premiere, you don't have Pro. So you have the highest level of the subscription. There's a Pro, and the higher level is Premiere. Premiere. So you have the highest level, and you have web app of Suno, and you have some music. No idea what is this folk music. Female voice.
It's Christian, sort of Christian folk.
Okay, and you are creating this music and selling it with no success.
Well, that's the whole video, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go to the monetization, or do you want to go?
No. Let's go one by one. So let's go.
Okay.
Without creation.
Yeah.
That Suno web app or mobile app, they're developing constantly, and
they're coming out with stuff all the time.
Variation of billions, and then a lot of venture capital. So they are developing constantly, and I can imagine that in future they also have ability to create music based on whistling or whatever. But in meantime, you have to specify that the lyrics and the styles by typing.
Well, you don't have to. You can actually upload music to it as well.
Well, cool.
So it will take existing music and then sort of create alternative versions of it.
But of course, if it's copyrighted, then no way.
Right. Yeah. It does have a test initially when you upload. And, much like, if you have what's the app that listens to any music and tells you what it is? I can't remember what that app is off the top of my head. But that's been around for a long time. So all it takes is about 10 seconds of music to be able to identify or fingerprint it. It's the same principle that YouTube uses for copyrighted music. Like if you put commercial music playing in the background on a YouTube video, then they will identify it, send you a copyright music warning, and then all the revenue from that YouTube will go to the music owner.
And Suno has this advantage that the music that you are creating with Suno already is protected from copyright violation.
Well, sort of. they're
but
not going to enforce the copyright.
In YouTube, sorry, I'm talking about on the YouTube. So if you create the music with Suno and you upload to YouTube, you will not get a strike from YouTube.
Well, again, sort of.
Sure.
It's still a gray area because, first of all, you can copyright music that you create with Suno. So you like all of this music you're looking at. This is all.
But can you please spell it out so you cannot copyright?
No, you can.
So you can or you cannot?
Yeah.
I don't understand though.
You can.
You can.
Yeah.
So it's possible to copyright.
If you have the Premiere plan, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's your news, no information for me. Thank you.
You can copyright music that you get from Suno. However, there are certain factors that the U.S. government requires for that copyright to be valid. Like the music and the lyrics have to have both been created by humans and essentially modified by Suno. So kind of like your example of whistling something or playing guitar or piano or any other instrument, you can record yourself playing really badly and you can upload that to Suno, and then it'll use that to create beautiful sounding music, which is 100% copyright by you.
Okay, so and also you have to pay the higher plan, this Premiere.
Right.
Not Pro is not enough. I have only Pro.
Well, and I don't know. I didn't look for Pro. I just know that the Premiere plan had that ability to copyright stuff.
Lyrics you have also created yourself without AI.
Not without AI. You just can't use only AI. And this is why I say it's a gray area. Like the laws are still being defined in this. Because obviously what Copyright Office doesn't want is for someone to just spool up an AI that does nothing but create song lyrics 24 hours a day. And they may not be great, but it's just creating them, and then all of a sudden they start sending copyright strikes to other people using, quote, their lyrics.
So
that's what they want to avoid.
This YouTube channel is about squeezing the most out of AI tools.
Yeah.
It's not about politics, but unfortunately we have to touch on politics a little bit, because what do you think if the new president, which other party would be elected in the next term, they would probably go hard on this copyright stuff, and in this way it means that you can never be sure about this copyright.
It's copyright is not a particularly hotly debated. I mean, that's the thing. They could have made new laws on this 10 years ago. We knew this was all coming.
No, but
they didn't.
Sorry to do politics, but I want to buy this, but we have to do a little bit. I think the Democratic Party is against AI more than the Republican Party. So my guess would be that if they would go to the government, they would simply, all AI stuff, they would prevent, or they would.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any danger of that. I think that you're right in terms of just general attitude, but AI companies are generating a lot of donations to politicians.
Wow. So they will be powerful enough to...
They're paying for everybody.
To prevent it via lobbying.
Yeah. The AI lobby is very strong right now.
Okay.
So I think that there's no real danger. The other thing is it's all by country, right? So while most European countries respect U.S. Copyrights, the majority of the people of the world don't. Like in India, you can get this stuff and not worry about copyright. In China, same thing. In Russia, same thing. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure Iran doesn't respect copyrights right now. So, it's it really depends on where you live and what you do. And
I know people in Chicago who are not respecting copyrights.
I was thinking of the same thing. Yes, indeed.
So don't single. That's not single out poor countries. Okay.
Yeah. So assuming you meet the minimum requirements for human creation, So the way I look at this is AI can be used as an instrument. It's no different than just a much more advanced electronic keyboard. It's just what you're doing isn't pressing
But this
keys.
is very interesting information that that you have ability to copyright Suno music. I didn't expect it.
Yeah. Well, the key thing is for the cheap plan, like for sure for the basic plan, they hold the copyright. So you can't really, you can't get a copyright in something that somebody else holds. In this plan, they don't hold the copyright, and you're free to copyright the music. But again, you have to meet the minimum requirements, at least in the U.S., that the government sets. So it has to be essentially AI interaction and not AI fully created automated music. Like there has to be a human involved.
Suno is best of buried AI music generation that also
I like it more than the others that I've tried. There may be always new things in development. You never know.
And open source and Chinese and so on.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Suno is the best, so let's focus on Suno. So
let me just I wonder if I hit play, are you going to hear it on here? Let's find out.
Yes, I can hear. Yes.
Can you hear that or not?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. It is playing. So it's actually playing a different song, not one of these. But here, I'll play one of these.
In the part about Suno, do you want to show the whole process?
Yeah, I'll show the whole process. But I just wanted to make sure the audio was working.
It's working. I can hear.
Just so you know what the ones that we're going to be talking about monetization are. It's a sort of Christian folk music.
I'm not judging. So for me, it is white noise. I don't like.
Oh, you can't hear anything?
I can.
Oh,
I mean, that's saying that this music is zero value. Zero value for me. So.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, let me.
I like techno, electronic,
sure,
other stuff. Not. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
What's class?
All right. So here.
I agree to a lot. I think. No, it's not yours. Is it yours?
Yeah, it's all mine.
So mine.
I've got a lot of stuff. So we'll create a new piece of music here, and we'll show you
process.
We'll show you the process to do that. So I usually, you have simple, advanced, or you can make like sound effects.
Sound stocker.
In Suno. You can also select the version of Suno that you're using.
5.5 is the latest.
So here's the version. It's, I guess, technically still in beta, where you can upload music, and then it'll create, it'll use that
whistling.
If you're good at whistling, I don't know. I've never tried whistling here, but in theory, sure. It shouldn't matter what instrument it is. It's just going to get the notes.
Because sometimes in the morning I am waking up and hearing some increasingly melodic melody. So I could try to whistle it.
Yeah, try recording yourself whistling and see if it works.
Maybe it is possible, because I know people, for example, Lady Vox in Alaska, and some people from Alabama. That ladies who are extremely talented musically, and they could not even whistle; they could even hum. All you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
So should be able to do it. So here is where I would upload the music. You can create custom voices, I guess it's got some built in here that you can utilize, which surprisingly that it has.
I was scared that you opened some private information here.
No. Now this is all stuff that's available to basically everybody. So I think these are so here we can do some futuristic techno synth Why not?
Techno,
Right?
eller techno.
So we'll see what that ends up coming up as. You can also, if you're looking, if you don't, so there's two things that you can upload. So you can upload it and it'll use the song to use the notes from whatever you're uploading, and then it'll orchestrate it. So it'll separate it into different instruments, but it'll use your notes. The other thing you can do is upload to Inspire, and what that'll do is it won't use the notes. It'll use, or at least try to use, the same types of orchestration. So instruments.
This is also useful information, because I was trying to put this information in the styles that do this music the same as the music from this band,
right?
And he complained, no band links allowed.
Yeah. So you can upload for inspiration to make it sound in a similar style. So if you want to do something by, Willie Nelson, in theory you can upload. Now, here's what I would recommend. Don't upload Willie Nelson, because it'll say you can't use copyrighted music. But what you can find very easily is that same song performed by some other musician, because they're going to make something that sounds similar to Willie Nelson when they're playing one of his songs, but they're a lot less likely to be banned from use, because just regular musicians that are playing covers of somebody else's music is a lot. You're going to be a lot safer doing that.
So
without getting rejected.
Some people fail to admit that they have no musical talent. I am not one of them. I have no musical talent.
Yeah.
So what about you? They have musical talent? Can you play on instruments?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's easy for you to.
Yeah, I took a lot of years of piano and organ and accordion.
So it's easy for you to recognize what's good, what's bad there.
Well, I mean, I know what music I like. But yeah, I can play music. But the cool thing about Suno isn't that you can play music. It's that you can generate music and do it much faster than I could if I was just playing it. I mean, I've written stuff that I've played on the piano myself before, but it would take me weeks.
But you didn't upload your piano
music. No, I don't have any of that stuff anymore. I'm talking about stuff from 30 years ago, a long, long time ago.
So what's your problem? Take Time Machine and record yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have any of that anymore. I have no idea. Maybe somewhere at my parents' house or something. But
you do not have the technology yet. Okay.
Yeah, the Time Machine I don't have yet.
But imagine that in 3 years there will be implants from these Neuralink companies.
Yeah,
they will tap into your memories and they will recover this music. So it's possible.
If there's something there, yeah, you could. But let's actually do something. We've been talking a lot.
Yes.
Okay, so next thing we're going to need is lyrics. Now, if you create lyrics inside of Suno, this is where the copyright issue is going to be potentially problematic for you, because you're basically having it do both the notes and the lyrics, and the input from you as a human is going to be considered minimal.
So you are using AI to create music?
No, you can absolutely use AI, but you should start with lyrics. Something. So I'm going to describe the process to do here. So the easiest way to do this is, well, there's many different ways to do this, but you can do a, let's see if you could see this. So I'm going to open up Copilot. All right. So here's the process that I've used before.
So Microsoft is happy that somebody is using Copilot.
Yeah, I'm the only one, right? So let's say you want to find something.
Create.
What?
To create.
Well, no, we're finding. We're gonna find some information about. Give me some topic, something that we want to make music about.
I don't know. Marijuana is
Marijuana.
probably
Okay. Marijuana. Why it was banned. Give me a.
no growing marijuana.
You want to find out how to grow it?
No. Marijuana growing and selling in USA, and it's legal in this state, and now I am rich because I have marijuana fields and I am singing about it.
Okay. So marijuana change in market last decade.
Experimentation with business.
Sure. Let's see what it gets. Okay, so boom years. Okay.
So here you are using now Microsoft Copilot chatbot in sidebar.
Yeah.
It's not related to Suno, but you are listening
it's
in
totally
the same browser.
Suno, but it's built in and it's quick and easy. Normally I would use Grok, but this is built in here, so I'm using this in
Grok is very good and truthful
So
also.
okay, then whatever it spit out, I'd say, okay, take this and convert it to a poem about the boom of the marijuana business.
But I want to be about my fields growing on my field.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
Emerald. It's poetic.
Yeah, it's poetry. Exactly.
Emerald Island.
Okay, then I would say personalize it to be in first person as though I am writing about my field and growing experience.
But by 50 into physical cells, nothing there. Metaphorical.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we have this. Now I would say
it was hustle.
Change what?
It was hob. It was hustle. Okay.
Yeah. Change the lyrics to be in 3, 3, 5.
As right nuke.
Yeah. Yep. Main song format.
Radming. Okay. And what music genre you want to use for that?
What's the what?
Genre for music.
Well, the genre we're going to use techno. You said you selected that already. Okay.
Cool.
Let's add a chorus. Mm-hmm.
And can you specify beats per minute also?
Yeah, but that's in Suno. So in the styles, or there's more options. One of these we can change the. I
don't see.
Yeah, I think
only in text of style.
180 BPM.
It's too high, man.
No, it's techno. It's just right. 180 is perfect.
Just a lot.
If your blood vessels aren't pumping, you're not doing it right.
Yes, but my blood vessels are pumping with 120 also.
No, not for techno.
Well.
All right. Extend.
You are so knowledgeable about everything, even about techno.
Yeah, I love techno, man. It's my favorite style of music. All right. So, we'll just do this. Let's see where's.
And do you have to put this in the square brackets in Suno, not in the rounded brackets?
You will. The answer is I don't remember.
No, I
So-
was putting it in square brackets, just something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can. Here, actually, give me the full song with chorus.
And use this square brackets.
Yeah, usually I'll just paste it as is in Suno, and then I will
So,
modify
so now
stuff
we
to
know
get it to work.
without hints, okay.
Yeah, I'll
What
start
is
off
this?
without hints, because it'll
G?
figure some stuff out pretty well.
Is this G at the end?
And I'll just
Depth?
go up here.
Okay.
There we go. Copy. And then just paste it as is. And then we'll find out whether Suno... No, do not go to full screen. We'll find out how much of this Suno got and how much it didn't get. And then we'll hide that so we have more of this.
And then you can get rich with this song by selling it to the marijuana shops.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And futuristic technos and.
Are you sure about 100 key? This is very high.
No, it's gonna be good.
Wow. Okay. So it's creating. You don't heard this funny messages about creating that.
So
Two versions.
Two versions up there. Now, as is right now, the way I just copy and paste everything, technically, I can't copyright it. I have to do more manual editing to copyright it.
Okay.
But you know, we're just running through and doing quick and dirty here and seeing what it sounds like first.
Okay.
Usually when I'm making a song that I'm going to publish, whether it's for a video or something else, I end up with probably about 30 or 40 versions of that song, because I keep changing words, because as I hear it while I'm listening, and this happens for me all the time anyway, I don't know if it does for you, but if I'm listening to a song with lyrics, there are often times where I will anticipate what the next word is. And most of the time it's what they're actually going to sing. But sometimes the word that I think of would actually fit better than what's in the song.
Sure.
Because it rhymes better with the flow of the music.
So there's in some languages or some phrases, you don't have to say the full phrase. You can just
there's what I'm getting to is that what, even for like commercial songs, if you listen on the radio, quite often I can come up with what, to me at least, are better sounding lyrics. Like they flow better than what's in the song. I'm not saying that for absolutely everything. There are obviously plenty of songs that are great.
Particularly because you are musically talented.
Well, I don't even think it's really music as much as just vocabulary. I mean, you got to remember that at least for the English language, an adult with a full education has about a vocabulary of 40,000 words, and in other languages those numbers are going to be different. But most people only use about 5,000 words. So it's just a question of, do you make it out of the 5,000 words, or do you expand it to be the full verbiage? And that's obviously, there's a lot more than 40,000.
Not to mention that some languages are more melodic than other.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. And in some languages, the word order doesn't matter as much. Like in Russian, word order doesn't really matter. You could put words in any order and you still understand what you're saying. It's the same meaning. In English, word order matters a lot. So there's more restrictions. All right, shall we listen to the first version here? And I know it should record. Well, hang on. Let me see if I can. How do we do this? I think I can make it go. Because you said you were just hearing. Oh, no. You heard the music, but you thought it was noise because you didn't like it. That's right.
No, I just said it's worthless.
I'm worthless. Okay, let's see if you can hear this one.
No. I see that it's moving, but I don't hear anything.
No lyrics yet. Long intro.
Oh, no. can hear it coming and going. I don't hear it in the fullness. No. Is it the guy or is it the woman?
Okay, I don't like that voice. Let's see what this version has. Yeah, I definitely don't like that voice. All right, so we're gonna change the persona, which is the voice that it's in.
The voice is eligibility.
So let's do a let's do,
So first of all, let it be woman.
yeah.
And
So
certainly
actually we can do it from here. We'll just put a female voice and let's do,
but not deep, but right here.
so shifting it to female voice is definitely going to change it. I also want to do, I think synth heavy is a little too much. Let's do more of a drums and bass type sound. And what else do we want to put in here for descriptors? And sometimes you can put in descriptors that aren't even necessarily, like, it doesn't make sense, but it will modify what you're making to sound interesting. Like, let's say instead of futuristic, we do Cuban. And you're like, what's Cuban techno? I don't know. It doesn't exist, but we're going to make it. So let's hit
But
create.
we retorted too much Latino.
Well, okay. Well, we can, sure. What, you want to do non-Latino? How about Italian? So we'll do one of each.
Wow.
And every time I hit create, it's eating some of my credits, but I've got a bunch of them, so I don't really care. But you know, much like with all AI, it's, you're basically paying for AI time, for processing time.
But they are paying subscription, so what's your worry?
Well, I'm not worried, but I'm just saying that it's if you're on a lower level subscription, you're not going to be able to create as many, so you have to be careful about how much you're doing. Because I think I can do something like 2,000 songs a month, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the too Latin sounding.
I told you, we're Latin. Nice, but Latin.
That's pretty good though. I like that. It's not what I would call techno, but you know, we'll see how the Italian changes it up. But you can really play around with styles that don't normally go together, and sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't.
Like match styles and stuff. I am asking usually other chatbots to create for me the style of description that in meta way, I'm describing. But
okay.
It doesn't matter. Everything is matter of taste. So
yeah.
You pick one of them, and are you publishing them on YouTube or X or somewhere? Are you publishing on this? Are you there?
What's that?
Are you publishing this song somewhere?
Am I publishing this song? No, I'm playing it.
On Incamet. Can you?
Oh, you want a copy? Yeah, I'll send you a copy of it. Yeah.
Well, I want you to publish it somewhere so that I can put in the show notes in description that this is the song that we created.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I can do that.
Don't maybe on X. Oh. Wow, it's just 20 beats per minute, G.
What's that?
It's 2 beats per minute.
It is not. It's perfect.
Ooh. Nice.
So really,
Do like
the next thing I would want to add is I want the little
no, it's
some
enough.
echo in there.
Well,
Some echo on the vocals.
calls chihuahuas or
Which
whatever.
was what? Uh,
Calls.
German. Let's change it up a little bit. Do a little German sound. So really, this part of it is going to be finding the style. Okay, and
But
the
it's
best
so
way.
much work. So
Well,
much
it
work.
is. Yeah, it probably take about a day.
So
And
you would be changing style to different styles. How about Dutch?
how about what?
Dutch.
Dutch? Yeah, we can do Dutch. But
Because do you know Van Boeent, for example? I've forgotten his name. There's one trans DJ that's very good music, and for the fucking thing, Dutch is
yeah,
maybe a
we'll do
good
Dutch.
idea.
I actually did one song, and I can show that to you if we're not going too long here. But there's one
How
song that I
long?
did in 7 languages and in 7 different styles. But the lyrics
Oh,
meaning is the same for everyone, and it was one that a client of mine had sent me. So
but this is translating lyrics to Asian languages.
yeah. Well, I mean, Grok translated the
Wow.
lyrics different languages.
Ah, block.
You
Okay.
definitely want to use a good modern, AI for translation. It'll do a much better job than Google.
So I would say, do the styles, do this music like Van Buren from Netherlands, but it's forbidden in styles. So it
Yeah,
isn't. But there's another way to do it by this at the top. Do you start the playlist?
yeah. You can use the upload kind of feature here. That's way too fast.
Nice.
Yeah, see, with that style, I would slow it down to like 140. Do that. Um, let's see what the German one sounds like.
So don't tell anybody. But my favorite BPM is 128.
Well, the BPM is going to be. It depends how it performs it, right? Because if you have
Yes.
180 BPM and most of the notes are quarter notes, you're good. But if it starts doing eighth notes or 16th notes at 180, then that's way too fast. So,
So nothing will be intelligible, understandable here.
well, I mean, you're going to be doing Molly, so how much are you going to really be paying attention to the words of the music instead of the person in front of you? Techno. Now,
Okay.
this is interesting.
So I don't know what you. Not everything is. Okay, I can hear.
Yeah, that one's a little fast too. So interesting. So the German and Dutch are a little bit on the fast side. So we slowed it down to see what it sounds like.
Oh, nice. So this sounds like Van Boeren. Van Boeren. What's his name? I like it. I know it. I like it. So can you now? It's publish it. So
I can't hear you when it's playing. What?
can you publish it?
Yeah, I can probably. I'll put them all up, dude. You can pick and choose which one you want
No. Just this one.
to. Just this one. Okay.
This Dutch techno 140.
Yeah, and you like that. Okay.
I like this.
Let's see what this one
The
is.
second one. Gleichzang.
Now this one's better. This sounds. You know what this reminds me? The drum beat on it reminds me
Okay.
of. Oh, what is that group? This is a Slovenian rock group. Oof. What are they called?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
I'll tell you in one sec here.
I know I only know Chopin and Ipsit. And Ramboyan from the Netherlands. Okay, so change the title to the AI art without smokes marijuana. And
AI smokes marijuana.
Ouch without
what?
AI art without smokes marijuana. Or without or whatever.
Wizard smokes marijuana.
And publish it somewhere later, and I will put a link to the to this in the.
What I was gonna say is normally I would go through here
description
and look at this. Okay, I felt the spark rise in my chest, lights humming low.
Oh, too much work, Gene.
Okay,
Let's talk about Moment's position.
Well, then just be okay with not having a copyright. That's all right then.
No copyright.
You're not doing enough work here to get a copyright. But normally, what I would do is I would change. Usually, maybe
but nobody knows that this is generated by AI.
Well, if you put it on YouTube, you have to mark it as generated by AI.
No, but do you even put it on X?
Yeah, you can put it on X, sure. Yeah.
This is just for the demo purposes. In the description out to this video, I will put a link to this music so that somebody can hear it. And before you continue, what about this lyrics to be exported as SRT? Is it possible? Because when you upload to YouTube or you upload to
I think so.
X, there's the ability to upload also SRT file with transcript. So
I think
can you also download the transcript?
Yeah, we can also do remixes of here if you kind of like it, but you want to hear different instruments on it. You could do a cover version or remix. Mashup lets you combine a couple of songs together. So
what about lyrics? Can you export lyrics also as a separate file?
Dude, I mean, I can copy and paste them real fast. I have to figure out.
But it will be without timestamps. It will be without timestamps.
Yeah. I'll figure something out. I'll do it.
But it's all matter mind. Let's talk about monetization now.
Okay, monetization. So I did, and look, the biggest factor in monetizations is going to be, misspelled those, I guess. The biggest factor is going to be luck. And I don't care who you talk to, luck, unless you're a studio, luck is going to be your biggest problem. It's the thing you have to get.
So please keep in mind that people, not only on YouTube, but also authors of books, who claim to know how to create viral content.
Yeah, there are things you can do to increase your chance, but luck is going to be the biggest thing. Because what it takes, and you probably remember this, when about a year and a half ago, I started my YouTube channel, and I had
gaming stuff.
Yeah, okay. gaming channel, and I had a couple hundred subscribers on there, and so I was trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on there.
But gaming is popular topic. The amount of people are gaming. There's this Asmon go up to this guy is a gamer.
It is a pretty popular topic, yeah. But where I was getting to there is, I got lucky on my third video. So the first two videos I posted 20 people watched. And then the third video I posted, I got 30,000 people that watched it. And it's like, well, why? What was different about it? Well, not much. But what was different is YouTube put it on the gaming front page. Just totally randomly. Which they do all the time, because I see it in my feed. I will see people that have less than 1,000 videos all of a sudden showing up in recommended videos to watch. And so they have an algorithm that grabs a random low percentage or subscriber person, and then
and then you gain to a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, I got like 600 subscribers in 1 week. I quadrupled the number of subscribers I had, and then from that point, getting to 1,000 was pretty easy, although it was slower than that 1 week where I got the most subscribers.
What about this theory that there's possibility to increase your luck service by doing this or doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like I said, I think there are things you can do to make it either, if you get lucky, to either maximize it or minimize it. Like, if you do everything
for example,
wrong, even if you're lucky, it's not going to generate a whole lot.
You could get time machine, travel in the past, and tell your parents to do this.
You're the time machine guy. I don't have that technology. So let me show you on this album that I did 11.
So we are realistically speaking, no way to earn the money from AI.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I think there's absolutely different ways to get money from AI, but making music or making videos, I think the single biggest thing you can do is just be prolific. Generate a lot of them. A lot of songs, a lot of videos.
Do you know, what about, I have another idea. So you could create a song, but to make it go viral, create also animation.
Yeah.
That would be like funny.
Yeah, animations are great.
And then this animation would cause the virality.
It's not the animation that's going to cause the virality. It's going to be a combination of high quality, whatever you're doing. Like, the higher the quality is, the more you're going to take advantage of luck.
So production value.
Production value, yeah. The higher the production value, the better you're going to be able to convert luck into actual views.
But AI is progressing, and everybody, even nobody, can create high production.
Yeah, it's getting better and better quality. In fact, one of the things I posted on our Signal group that you refuse to be a part of, that I showed a video of a musician singing a song in costume who's, spent 20 years practicing and playing instruments and singing, and then I showed an AI generated clip of almost the exact same thing. And the AI looks better than reality. It sounds better than reality. And you don't have to pay the artist.
It's about the end of this virtual reality.
It's what?
Virtual reality.
No, it's not.
It's
I mean, virtual reality has a certain meaning. It means 3D.
So it's not virtual reality. It's just better.
It's just
imagine.
Yeah, the AI is you can make a better version of reality using AI than what you can in reality. Like, it takes a tremendous amount of effort to make a live performance show for a popular musical group, like people that are selling out stadiums.
So maybe, can you mention what you are showing now on the screen?
Yeah, well, I was going to, and then we switch topics. So this is...
I'm sorry.
So... this is for a full album of 10 songs.
But what are you talking about? You have a webpage of DistroKid.com.
Yeah. So,
which is some service that is spreading music.
I'll tell you. You keep interrupting me, dude.
Sorry.
So this is, I wanted to first of all point out at the dollar amounts here. So $11 minus their cut. My amount of money that I get is $8.87. What this represents is 9 months of having a published album, and that was that Christian folk music. And you can say, well, that's not a very popular category. Actually, it's the other way around, because if you're in a category which has less music of that type, that means your music is more likely to actually be randomly listened to.
But you are not a pastor.
It doesn't matter.
In the church. If he would be pastor and he would be
promoting
it. So
here's the stats. On Spotify, so the songs from this album were played 445 times, which is basically nothing. It's barely more than once a day.
Only USA.
Yeah, only USA. I don't know that
What about Pope? Pope didn't play it.
Pope didn't.
This is
play
disappointing.
No. But you can see when I first published it, like, it did get a little bit of a here's a new song kind of stuff. There was one day where 57 times the song was played, and then slowly it's less and less.
But also let's be clear that it's a Spotify, so it's only sound and there's no video.
No video, correct? Yeah, and there is it is on YouTube too. but without. It's on YouTube, I think, just with lyrics, and I think there's a way for me to look at the YouTube stats as well. Let's look at Apple Music,
which is also audio. Right?
Which is audio. So one stream on Apple Music on December 12th. That's it. Amazing, right? So there's also
Amazon.
Let's see. I thought there was a way to look at iTunes here to look at YouTube, and maybe there isn't. Huh.
It's maybe nobody listened to it.
Well, no, because I saw the stats before, so I'm not sure.
Different song, maybe.
Yeah, because they are on YouTube, but
so we are now looking at the dashboard of DistroKid. .com.
I don't know. Well, either way, it's not going to be generating any kind of money because my total amount from everything came out.
So my suggestion would be to add video, like Jesus in sunglasses or something.
Yeah, something. You're welcome to do that. Anyway, so the bottom line, what I was showing is basically
you are a creator. You have to do it.
This album of 10 songs took probably
many months.
No. It took me about a week to make. So about not full time, so maybe 30 hours, let's say. 30 hours to make the songs to the point where I liked the way they sounded. And then the total revenues from everything through this publisher, and the publisher is the name of the publisher is one that I came up with, which is
Lady Toppy.
I forget what it is now. You can see how much I care about this stuff. Don't remember.
But those don't show secrets.
There's nothing secret. But anyway, the DistroKid is DistroKid.com is the cheapest way to publish music. If you do want to go that route where you want to have actual published music that's, on other platforms, not something you upload yourself, but something that's
but there isn't fit with video on this audio only.
They can do video as well, but I was just doing audio music. So I'm just using the audio portion of it.
So who do you blame for failure to go viral and earn money?
Luck. Random luck. If I would have had...
Well, what about topic? That your topics are boring.
You could argue with that. But again, it doesn't matter what you do because if you have something that nobody else is doing, like marijuana is pretty darn common. Like a lot of people are writing songs about marijuana. But if you do a song about something that very few people write songs about, and then you get lucky because that topic ends up coming up in the news, well, that's how you win the jackpot. Because all of a sudden, searches for that topic will result in very few
that you should
things.
Look in the prediction markets for topics.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, you can come up with all kinds of topics.
Good idea.
So, and then making videos. I'm sure you're going to interview, or if you have already or haven't interviewed somebody about using AI tools to create videos, because the quality of the tools is getting better and better. The last full music video that I did that was AI generated, about 3 minutes of video, that took me a full day to make. I mean, that was a long time.
There's different approaches. There are specialized tools, and now there are purpose tools for video creation. And generally speaking, the lip thinking is not resolved in many tools. Mm-hmm. So there's no lip thinking.
Yeah.
But video creation is also up to your imagination. And you can create video with photorealistic, with photo, or you can create animations or fantasy.
Yeah.
So there's a room for improvement, but generally speaking, I think your suggestion related to the topics that will go viral by looking in the prediction markets. This is good idea. So realistically speaking, if somebody is creating this music with an eye that he or she should not expect to get rich by this music. They can do it just as a hobby for fun or to enrich their content, like you are enriching your podcast. You have a podcast, so it's some tech song guy, and actually sometimes I'm like listening to your podcast, and in the middle of the podcast music beds, I am saying, "What the duck? What's that?" For you are less forcing this music on the podcast. So like two good old guys, and in the middle of the podcast playing song. What's that? It's a song that they're enriching into the content.
It's not even that. It's our theme song playing before we tell you to subscribe and share the podcast with other people, because that's the best way for small niche podcasts to spread. Is
should you mention this podcast, by the way, so that people can find it?
No, I'm trying to keep it secret. No, of course I'll mention it. No, it's just two good old boys, which is something I think all our American audience.
This is the title of the podcast.
What's that?
There was the title of the podcast. It was not this kitchen. It was the title.
It's the title and the description at the same time. Just two good old boys.com. But it's a podcast from a southern U.S. perspective on politics.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas, but not. I mean, it's just in general kind of more of a southern kind of feel.
Yeah, I find it interesting, particularly because recently also your co-host went into AI. And also he is running locally large language models, and he bought some expensive cheap, which is specifically for AI,
he bought
for gaming.
Like a used NVIDIA AI card.
So he could maybe he could also talk to me if he hears time.
Yeah, he'll do it. He said he would.
So, Gene, thanks for this talk, for this presentation. And as I said, the topics of music are vast, but we learned some new stuff related to the ability to pick some song as example, to upload your whistling or upload your piano. And in this way, I think this is not only prompting, it is also giving examples of the content, and based on these examples, you can then create stuff that is up to your liking. And you don't have to be like super, you don't have to become like super famous, go viral or something, but this is just like, some topic.
Yeah, and the one other thing I want to mention here with Suno is
don't show secrets. Don't show secrets.
It's where is the Explore? There we go. So when you go to Suno, these are all people that have made their stuff public, meaning shared with other people. So they're not doing it
inside of Suno.
It's inside of Suno. So you can click on Explore, and there's a let's see. So inspire, remix. Okay. So what I was getting at, there's different things you can type in, like what you're looking for genre. But let's say that you like the sound of something that you see on Suno. So if they've made it public, and they've got people commenting about stuff, it'll show you things that are similar as well. So let's say we click on that one. So let's say you like that, right? You can click here, and then you can do either a remix of that song, or you can reuse prompt. And then it'll take the prompt that song had.
You see?
And then you can learn.
148, so it's below 100. Look at the hints. The hints are in both brackets. Well, they're all in square and around brackets.
And that's the thing. Like there's a...
Wow.
I found a website that has a listing of all the special characters for Suno. So you just Google,
I'm not sure it's complete. It
changes all the time too. But the idea is, if you like a song, you want to make one that sounds similar, you can just right click on there and then either do a remix or show prompts. and then it will it'll pull in those prompts, and then you can see what they did to make it sound like that. So you can see fast-paced indie rock, garage rock, distorted, driving bass line. And then you, by looking at what other people are doing, you can kind of learn what you can do yourself. So I just want to, I forgot to mention that earlier. It's a good way to learn, is just by looking at what others have done. And you can select for your songs whether you want to public or not.
Monkey sees, monkey does. Just indicating.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right.
Okay. So thanks a lot. Thank you everybody for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. The podcast of the gene and the song that this AI add with that smokes my home. It will be, links will be in the show notes, so that in the description of the YouTube video. In podcasting where this called show notes, but in the YouTube where it is called video. Thank you.